Hey gang, we're here in Adam's shop to talk about this.
Yes.
We talked about it on the podcast a few weeks ago.
And people wanted some more information about this. This is, again, part of two things. One is, I have talked about this before in relation to the toolboxes, my ILM toolboxes, which the poster's up now for the promo, but I came up with a process which I refer to as first order retrievability, which is that I like my shop to operate so I don't have to move anything out of the way to get to other things.
So when you need to go get a battery for a cordless appliance, it's just right there. You reach out, grab it. You don't have to dig around.
It's not in a box. Yeah. It's not on. Now, I do have my Sortimos, but that's different because that's smaller materials and things like that.
Well, they're consumables.
Yes. But then there's also the tool stacks, and these are Craftsman tool stacks. And I tend to find that, as we said on the podcast, drawers are where things go to die. Drawers are evil.
Yeah, toolboxes, drawers, you put stuff in there, something else gets on top of them, and then you never see it again. Or in the case of drawers, it goes back to the back of the thing and it's just gone.
And there are exceptions to this. If you have a racing truck where you upkeep the engine and the parts of a race car, you know what tools you need so you can laser cut and foam everything that you need. But my shop is a moving target. I can't quite laser cut everything that needs to go in places.
You have 6 or 8 coping saws.
Right. So in the end, I decided, I called it the hell with drawers.
we called it the F Drawers Initiative.
F Drawers Initiative. And I started thinking I would like all of my pliers, nippers, grabbers, clippers, scissors, and...
There's like a rivet gun down there, it looks like.
No, actually. No? I'll go through some of the more esoteric tools here in a bit. But I started out by laying all of my drawers full of these out on my tables and sort of taking a look at them for a couple of weeks. Then I started taking some of these hardwood slats I had and drilling holes to fit these in and started to figure out how many I could get. And I realized I could support them all on this triangular sort of angled stand and have sort of like stadium seating access to everything that I would use on a regular basis.
It's a ziggurat of tools.
Yeah, and then I put a sorter up on top for all the stuff that doesn't have an easily identifiable place.
Plastic fork.
You know, I grabbed these plastic forks from a catering thing because I actually really like that gunmetal chroming color that they chose.
Plastic chroming that they did on that is really nice.
So I just wanted that was for reference.
So when you were pulling out tools, let's start at the beginning. When you were pulling out tools, did you kind of look at the stuff that you use most frequently? Is that what you were thinking about? Or
mostly it was sorting by category. I wanted to try and get as many things into this as possible. So obviously needle nose pliers, these are not a high use item for me, but when I need them and when I need a certain kind, I need it. Right. And sorting through a drawer full of these was like, I can't see where anything is. Right now, everything has its place, and it's like I reach out and I know whether I need the serrated grabbers or the straight jawed grabbers.
Or the super long, or these big fat guys that I think are for soldering or something.
I use these clippers, Knipex cutters. These are fantastic. You can cut piano wire all day long with these. And each one supplies a different use for a different type of thing that I'm cutting. And I use these constantly. These are really, really useful.
I mean, you literally use them for all sorts of things, including maybe things that they're not necessarily designed for.
I have yet to find the thing that these Knipex clippers aren't designed for.
Fair point.
They'll cut through frickin' everything.
Okay.
I have an amazing pair of pliers here. This was a medical orthoscopic stapler.
Wow.
So these are titanium jaws. So when you pull the handle, they staple. But here, give me your fingernail.
I don't really have fingernails. No, I'm not a fingernail guy.
So I will show you. If I put my fingernail in here and I grab it, I actually...
Wow, you can't let go.
I can't let go. I can't tell you how many times this has saved my butt. I use this maybe once a year for threading through something, grabbing it, and pulling it back out.
Oh, yeah. Or I have to imagine, like, if you need to hold a screw someplace to get it driven in, it's perfect for that. That's amazing.
This is a wonderful, wonderful piece of hardware that I've had for years. Actually, one of the designers of, one of the early Lucasfilm designers, Nilo Rodis Jamero, his wife is an operating room nurse for surgery. She gave me this.
This is like medical tools. I love dental tools in general, like the scrapers and the mirrors and all that stuff. Incredibly useful when you're working in small spaces.
Very, very, very. I also have a whole drawer full of sculpting tools that's that is fine because of the way that I use those.
Yeah.
It's fine for those to go into a drawer. I have some cool scissors here. This is the exact make and model of scissors taken with the Apollo astronauts as part of their medical kit.
Wow.
Which is funny to me because notice how heavy it is?
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah, you'd think you'd go with the light one.
I found myself wondering the
when
same
it's,
exact
when it's
thing.
$500 per half ounce or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're neat scissors, though.
Yeah.
I think it's they're safe edge, so you can cut up against the cloth, right?
Exactly. Now, I also realized I had all this extra space, so I put my awls and my drift pin wrench there.
Oh, nice.
I've got some vice grips.
Your clamps down at the more vice grips on the sides and clamps.
Now, on the back, one of my most frequently used items, cyanoacrylate glue and the kicker, plus all blades, X-Acto blades, and stuff in this drawer.
We haven't talked about the kicker, and I don't think
Have we
a
not
lot of
talked
people
about the
don't. I
kicker?
think a lot of people don't know about this.
Serious?
We might have talked about it off and on, but it's worth mentioning again.
Okay, so here,
this stuff it's called InstaSet.
It's called and it's effectively an instant set for cyanoacrylate glue. So if I take cyanoacrylate glue and I glue that and you spray that right there. Okay, so we just let that stand for probably 15 or 20 seconds.
And you can do something similar with baking soda, is that right?
Yeah, baking soda is actually my preferred because it provides a little. Oh, go ahead.
Another one?
Yep. Okay.
It kind of smells nice too.
Yeah, there are some model makers I know who can't stand that smell. Now, this is a lot of leverage to put on the crazy glue, but again, come on. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah.
So it instantly sets crazy glue. Now, I use baking soda as well. There are people who don't like the smell of this solvent, and that's totally reasonable because while it's a little bit sweet,
it's cloying.
Baking soda also instantly kicks cyanoacrylate glue, but it adds material. So I've used it extensively in styrene and cyanoacrylate construction as gusset.
Oh, so if you want to have like a little bit of a
mechanical
edge,
a mechanical edge, and to help with something that needs a little more strength for long throws or something like that. And then on the bottom here,
and you buy glue in bulk because it dries up.
It does. I used to buy the big bottles of CA glue. And that's a terrible way to buy it. Almost no one uses enough of it fast enough to justify the 2 and 3 and 4 ounce bottles. So I buy it in the smallest bottles I can. Weirdly hard to find on Amazon. It's often sold for fly tying.
Right.
And these 1/4 ounce bottles, is this 1/4 ounce? Yeah, half ounce.
Those are a lovely size, and they have a nice applicator tip too.
The 1/4 ounce is my favorite.
Yeah.
That is because, again, it's a single use. It's not really, that'll last me for a couple of weeks, but it won't dry out. And then on the bottom, this comes from Comic-Con. I wanted a renewable power source for the recirculator for my cooling suit in the 2001 suits. So I went with these Makita lithium-ion 12-volt batteries. And that meant in order to make the suits work, I had to buy a couple of cheap Makita drills and cut off the receiver for the battery. But when I ordered this, because it's not that expensive.
They're $100 for an impact driver and a drill and 2 batteries and a charger.
I liked the system so much, I ended up investing in the full system.
I came over here and used them, and I ended up buying the exact same set. That angle driver.
That is the smallest profile right angle drill I've yet found. That's super useful. This is a lovely little reciprocating Sawzall. Also, I will say that this Makita impact driver, not incredibly powerful.
Right.
It definitely has a limit, and I've hit that limit in this shop a bunch. It's not going to drive a 3-inch screw into a 2x4.
No, but if you're putting drywall screws in something, it's fine.
Absolutely perfect for that. And they're really nice and lightweight. The DeWalt system I have, I'm fully invested in the 18-volt DeWalt system, but this is a really nice, sensitive model-making set of drills.
It's a little more delicate.
Yeah,
a finer tool for a more,
And then up here, this is something that a lot of people haven't necessarily seen. These are made for doing duct work, but it's basically it's a metal brake, but it's a handled metal brake for.
Oh, neat!
Yeah.
So you can do the bends. Oh, that's super cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, and they make many different kinds. There's, I think that's straight. That's a slight angle. There's heavier angles.
How do you control the angle? You just eyeball it, or you put it up against something?
Oh no! Sorry, I just mean that that goes.
Oh right.
And this is it. Yeah.
So you clamp it in here and then you make the fold at the
exactly.
Okay.
But it's for bending metal and doing, again, sensitive little model work.
Yeah.
It's just nothing better than these.
Well, and even if you just need to hold something flat, like it seems like it would be good for that too.
Yeah, these are really, really wonderful. WISS, WISS makes these, and I recently invested in these two, and I've already used them about half a dozen times.
You have some awls up here.
I have some awls. I have a it's called a brayer. This is for putting sticker stuff down. No. It's for the,
rolling glue and
yeah, exactly.
Okay, vinyl. Does it help you get bubbles out of things?
It does, absolutely. And then lots of my tweezers and the small files.
Do you? Yeah, it looks like you have a mix of like clockmakers, tweezers, and normal grabbing tweezers and all sorts of stuff.
All of it, having all of it accessible in one thing, this has become incredibly useful to me. Glass cutter.
Glass cutter.
Yes. This has already become a valued member of the shop family.
Did we talk about the enormous bin of X-Actos back here?
You can never have too many X-Acto nuts.
Yes, exactly right.
Now, just to give a precursor to this, if you stand back, I'll pull this one out. So this is, again, one of my early first-order retrievability carts. This is all these SIOT drill dispensers for my drill bits. But again, I put up top all the things that I regularly use. Calipers, Allen wrenches, my jeweler's screwdrivers of all the different kinds, pin vices, small Allens, Forstner bits, unibits, countersunk bits. This, again, I'm able to work so much faster because all this stuff is out instead of having to go to a drawer, find it, pull it out, use it, put it back.
And you can see it. When you can see it all, then it means that you're maybe thinking about the problem a little bit differently. So you might think, oh, I need the Forstner bit for this. Then you actually get over here and you see something that's going to work even better.
Totally. And it's also clear when something's not back in its place.
It's just the prison rules.
What's prison rules?
You know, they have the tools.
Oh, yeah, the tools.
Yeah,
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I just knocked the pen off the glue that we glued on earlier.
Well, it wasn't permanent.
Yeah,
it's good. Probably for the best.
So this is part of just the ever-going project of making the shop more efficient. There's probably going to end up being another one of these, and I managed to building this.
Yeah.
I was able to eliminate an entire 5-foot tall stack.
That was my next question. So yeah, one of those whole Craftsman things is. It's not all the way empty, but all the stuff
went
you
away.
use. Oh, it's gone.
It was a Kennedy stack, and I gave it to my shop assistants.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, they took it home.
That's fantastic.
They were very happy about it.
So more of those are coming. Do you think this is the final version of this? Are you feeling pretty good about this?
I feel I think I'm going to end up utilizing some of that open space in there a little bit more efficiently. Again, I've got to see how I use it in order to see how to modify it and how to augment it.
And it doesn't look like something you spent a ton of time putting together.
I spent more time thinking about it than I did putting it together. Making it took about 3 or 4 hours, but I spent several weeks sort of staring at all of these on a row on my workbench to kind of get the feel.
So one thing I noticed is you didn't leave a lot of room for expansion. I assume that means if you're going to bring new tools in, you'll probably take some out?
Yeah, I might. And certainly some of these could go away. It's like some of my parallel jaw pliers are a little bit broken and could be fixed. If I do end up replacing something, it's replaced with something of a better kind.
Comparable or better.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So F drawers?
F drawers. They can go to hell. That's where stuff goes to die. When I built this, I actually found a knife that I had been missing for 3 years.
It was on the table during the Still Untitled for a couple of weeks. Yeah. It's amazing. So get rid of your drawers. Put these things. Oh, we didn't talk about the casters.
The casters.
So you put it on casters. Right. You put a lot of stuff on casters.
I do. And one of the things I've discovered is that you can buy non-marking casters, often in lots on eBay. 16, 20, 24 at a time for a really great price.
Like price per caster.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you go to the hardware store, they're just going to have those black rubber casters. They're fine. But I want higher quality if I can get it.
Big industrial ones are going to be better than the ones you get at the hardware store.
Exactly. And so these red ones were part of a lot I bought of 24, and several things I have in here are on the red casters, and they're fabulous.
And they end up being what, like $5 or $10 each when you buy them that way, or less than that?
I think even less than that.
Yeah.
I think maybe $4 a piece for these, which are absolutely $20 if you bought them at McMaster-Carr or more.
So that's it. F drawers. We will have more on Tested real soon. See you guys later.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.